a year as a couple, you are going to have at least 7 opportunities to be in this situation I want to describe now. He sincerely believes this is the way out of this room, not this way.
Mm-hmm.
And he believes sincerely. He's not trying to prove a point. He's not trying to be mean. Sincerely in his heart, this is the way out, not this way. And he believes that if we go this way, we die. We die. If you want to live, this is the way out. Sincerely. Sincerely, I also believe this is the way out. If we go this way, we die. Sincerely, I don't hate him. I'm not trying to fight him. I'm not trying to prove any point to him. Sincerely in my heart, I just believe this is the way out. This is the way out, not here. And if we go out here, we die. He says if we go out here, we live. I say if we go out here, we live. He says if we go out here, we die. How do we resolve that? In a year, a husband and a wife will be in that place 7 times.
7 times.
Minimum. It could be about geography, relocation. It could be about the school of the children. It could be about an investment. But both of you are going to sincerely hold completely 2 different views with a threat at the other end of those decisions. How do you resolve that? That's why marriages crash. One of the key reasons marriages crash on a daily. Because whether you like it or not, you are going to gravitate towards that. So when people say equality in marriage, I understand it. But I say define it. Because how do you get out of that? How do you get out of that? How do you get out of that with your children? You're going to get it with your children too. In fact, more than 7 times.
With your children?
With your children. They're going to get into that situation many times. How are you able to resolve it? They don't think you are superior to them, but they think you are daddy. You've been here for a while. You should have some ideas.
More experienced.
You have more experience. You know, some kids believe their parents are not smart. If you keep punishing your children for doing what you don't like, not for doing what is wrong, they will soon find out that, oh, daddy is not smart. Because everything he punishes me for, the Ajayis reward me for it. Their friends reward me for it. They praise me for it in school. It's only in my house that they punish me for it. After all, so daddy is not a smart person. And then your conflict begins. When you are talking, he's second-guessing it. He's scrutinizing it. I know he's not smart. I know kids who believe their dad is not smart. I know kids who believe that their mom is fun. She's not smart. I know kids who have told me, but you know, my mom is not smart. My mom can dress well, she can shop from here to here, but she's not smart. She's not intelligent at all. Kids have told me that.
The conflicts that you said, the least amount of times it will happen in every relationship, marriage, at this point is 7 times. How, when this person thinks this place is a business, how do you advise that it be resolved?
So, if it's not resolved as a position from the beginning, and you install this
software
into your system, with due respect, you are going into, except by some divine intervention or providence, that marriage will crash. It will crash, or it will be greatly stressed. So how do you deal with that? You do that. So once you didn't do it from the beginning, an intervention must come and install it. That will be a problem because it's going to continue, right? You're going to continue to reinforce that path
over and over.
Over and over. So if you come down to it, from the beginning, we say, okay, like I said, how do we resolve conflict? What are the ingredients of conflict resolution? One of them is apology, because offense is a constant. Offense is going to happen. So that's a constant. So we've taken that, which is, there's a lot of layers to that, to define how apologies work, what it means, who apologizes first, who complains first, and then what is the skill for doing, how do we even do it, and all of that. So we can bring all of that in. But another one is, when we get to that point, who is in charge?
To lead the conversation.
To lead the conversation. You get to that point in the business as well. But there was a CEO. That's the problem. That's the beauty of a business. There's a board management. There's a chairman. There's an executive director. There's a leader, right? You get there in parent-child relationship.
There's a father, there's a parent.
There's a mother. The problem with the message of equality, and I always say it to people, freedom without rules is a vice. the highest level of freedom is psychosis. When you are very free, you are naked on the street, walking away. That's the highest level of freedom. There's freedom of speech, but there's libel.
Mhm.
There's freedom of movement, but there's trespass.
Yes.
You are free to move, but you
There's
can't come
jaywalking
to
as
my
well.
house. If you come into my house, I'm going to resist you, right? Though you have freedom of movement. So freedom is like emotions. Freedom, like emotions, must be subjected to reasoning. Reasoning must be guided by truth before you move to action. You don't use your right, your freedom to take action. You will destroy the world. You don't use your emotion to interpret action. You will destroy the world. You have to subject them to reasoning and allow. So between E and A, emotion and action. Between F and A, freedom and action is reasoning and truth. And when you take those two out and you move emotion to action or freedom to action, you're going to destroy your environment and destroy yourself.
Interesting.
So part of that is to put a leash here and slow down and know that. So when it comes to equality, we are husband and wife. We are equal, meaning that you are not superior to me. I'm not superior to you, but we need a system. We are running a system. We are not living in our own cocoon. We are living in the world.
And in the system that we're living in, who is the head of
Who
the
is
system?
the
How do we moderate
Yes.
it?
Now, that, because you are the chief executive officer, he doesn't mean you are a better human being than me. He doesn't even mean you are superior to me, but we are going to take decisions. And the irrationality of the human condition cannot allow that to be tabula rasa. We just can't leave it. Otherwise, we will always disagree.
Yes.
Excuse me. That we disagree is a constant.
Yes.
You have a different view, I have a different view. And that's fine. But when we get there, how do we solve it? So if you don't trust me now, why are we married?
$1 million question.
It all went back to that.
So it all comes back to
Exactly.
that. So if you feel I'm a fool
Exactly.
and I cannot take intelligent decision, carrying you along, showing you everything. Now,
So what are we doing?
what are we doing? Because many times in a marriage, as my wife, you're going to come to me and say, let's do it this way. And I will agree. It makes sense to me. There'll be many times I will come to you and say, hon, let's do it this way. And it will make sense to you. But there will be times when you will come to me, let's do that, and I don't agree. How do I express that? You also you just don't say no. Like I said, if you have also made yes default, those kind of days will be easier because
Yes.
your no will be powerful,
Yes.
right? But on your best day, there will be sincere, honest clash in view. On those days, the leader has to show up.
Very
And
true.
can I be honest with you? He doesn't mean the leader will get it right. And when he gets it right, he's not become a useless person. It doesn't make him a bad leader. Because top performance is total notable success over total notable flaws. What does that mean? It's not just total notable success. So a wise person is not somebody who doesn't fail, who doesn't act foolish. A wise person acts foolish also. When somebody is a wise man, he acts foolish. It's just that most of the time he acts wise and he acts foolish occasionally. So because he acts wise most of the time, he has a reputation for
Of
wisdom.
being yeah.
So they say he's a wise person. It doesn't mean he doesn't act foolish. His foolishness is rare. His wisdom is more. So they say he's a wise person. A foolish person also acts wise. Oh, he acts very wise. It's just that he acts foolish most of the
More
time
than, yes.
and he acts wise occasionally.